Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm Steve, and I'm the founder of pollqr.com that lets you, the presenter, add live polls to any presentation. Let's say you're an educator or a trainer, or you might be presenting in a keynote at a conference, and you want to make your presentation more lively and engaging. You could ask for a show of hands, but that's maybe not as engaging as people being able to see the exact percentage, or even be able to vote anonymously on a topic, or present a word cloud response where you're asking for more qualitative information, like what what does the city of Seattle mean to you in a single word, or what are you looking for in a new car? And you can ask people to provide a word or a phrase, and then see that all presented from the entire audience a few seconds later. You can ask things like, who do you think won the debate, and so on. The benefits are these presentations become more engaging and more memorable, and you can get information from your audience, and you can download results for later. And as I said, it also works in cases where you'd like to encourage honest answers, and it's okay if people are anonymous. Asking people to raise their hands if some controversial topic is presented is sometimes not always the result that reflects reality. Okay, so for instance, let's say you're a college professor and you want to get a handle on the learning style of your 100 students in your giant lecture hall at the beginning of the semester. You could present them with a quick QR code poll, like, what's your preferred way to learn new material? And this is an example of a multiple choice one, which if you scanned this code and the poll were open, you'd get a quick ability to provide the answer. It's really easy to create these, and I'm actually going to walk through an example in a minute that'll show these steps. You get the QR code from PollQR. We render this graphic that you can just drag and drop into your presentation. We also give you a results URL that you can put right into a presentation for ready clicking on when you're ready to go. Then when you're ready to go, you just press open to open up the poll for voting. So here's an example of a results display of that particular question. You can present the answers in pie chart format, or table format, or bar chart format. Um, yeah, so we have 5 different ways, or 5 different types of polls that you can do for live audiences. You can ask them yes, no questions. You can ask them to rank different options, and it'll summarize the audience ranking of things. This is, by the way, really easy for voters to do, the audience to do, by just dragging and dropping on their smartphone. 5-star rate, 1 to 5 star rating. This word cloud example, where you can ask somebody for a single word or phrase, and then it'll present a word cloud where the more frequently a word is mentioned, the larger it is, or multiple choice, as in the example just there. So poll QR, as in QR code, is where you go to create these. So let's go behind the scenes and kind of see what that looks like. I'll go to my dashboard. I've created a free account. There's no credit card required. For free, you can create your first live poll. After that, there's a small subscription, $20 a month, to create basically an unlimited number of polls for educators or keynote presenters or consultants, what have you. So here's my dashboard. I've got various surveys, which PollQR also supports long-lived surveys for, let's say, cafes or restaurants or walk-up businesses, where you might want to put how is our service? How much would you, how likely would you be to recommend us to your friend? Kind of net promoter score surveys, and other kinds of things like lead collection, or follow us on Instagram, or other kind of QR codes. But in this case, we're talking about live polls, which is done down here. We can create a poll. And as I mentioned, there are 5 different types of polls that you can conduct as of this video. So let's say that you want to create a multiple choice poll, and I'll call this learning styles um, for a professor. um, and I'm Professor Steve today. So what best suits your learning style? I don't know, video, reading, uh, learning by doing, and something else, let's say. And of course, you could create many different options. PollQR lets you create effectively an infinite number of options, but you want to keep it relatively simple for because people are voting on their mobile phones. Um, here are some settings that you can set. You can tell PollQR you want to limit the number of responses to, let's say, the first 50 or the first 100 or whatever. You can also set a duration for how long it's going to run. I'm going to only make it 1 minute. That's fine. I'm also going to check this box just for debugging purposes. Normally, by default, PollQR is not going to let people vote twice. It's going to detect their IP address and do some other things to make sure that they're not submitting multiple votes. But but just for debugging and to be able to let me, as the demoer here, submit multiple answers, I'm going to check that box. And you might want to do that too. If you're doing a presentation, you might want to do a dry run, for instance. Okay, so what you get is the QR code. You get a little dashboard of how many people are answering. Now you also get a results page. If I go to the results page, it's not going to give me anything because nobody's responded. But also, if I go to the voting page, this is the voting page, and this is viewed on desktop. It's not open yet. I actually have to open the poll in order to be able to vote. If I refresh this page, it's going to let me vote, and I'm going to say video, and it's going to let me vote multiple times. So maybe I'll do one of each. Nobody's answered something else yet, but I'll show you that these are mobile-friendly forms too. So I'll copy this and show you what it might look like on mobile. This is just an iPhone simulator that shows you what it might look like on the iPhone. So you can see these are nice, legible, mobile-friendly forms, and they're designed to really make it easy for your end users, your audience, to vote. And I'm submitting a few answers. And let's say I'm now done behind the scenes. I'll close this poll, and I'll look at the results. And it's going to display the answer. I still have a little bit of improvement to do on this presentation, but you get the basic idea that then you can go and present your results to the audience. So that's PollQR. I hope that's a nice quick overview of how you can add live polling. It's free to try. Drop on by PollQR, create a free account. Create a few of these. I'd love to get your feedback. If you'd like to reach out, email info@pollqr.com. Thanks.